I'm dreaming of ending this podcast. Oh, wait, this is the last one. You've tuned in to the last episode of New Job. Who dis? May your days be merry and bright. Oh, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. It is December 25th, my dears, and you are here. It is the last episode 44 of New Job Who Dis, wrapped, ready, and under the tree for you here and live. I am so excited to wrap this all up in a nice, neat bow for you. Welcome back, my 13 lovely listeners. We have had a journey, haven't we? We made it to the end of 2020. Oh, we are alive and kicking and still here. And I thank you for being here through this long journey of 33 years in the workforce, talking about my experiences, my jobs, my dreams, my hopes, my perspectives, what I've been through to get to where I am today as Halston Body Pro Wrestling Manager to Heather Monroe and others. Heather Monroe, the Killer Bay, as seen on the United Wrestling Network and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and all over the independent wrestling scene. Please, if you can do me one Christmas gift, find us both on social media, especially her, Heather Monroe. She is the Killer Bay. She is the Queen of Hollywood, and I am her loyal assistant and manager and all-encompassing prism of excellence for the Killer Bay. If you are new here, I am so glad you have finally joined us for the last episode of New Job Who Dis, where we have been through a journey. I'm telling you what, I beg of you, now that it's all wrapped up, you have all the holiday time in the world to dive in, start from the beginning, see as I've progressed through podcast and videocast over and over to tell you this weaving tale of my experiences through the job and working force and what I've done to get out of it, what I've done to get into it, how things have went wrong for me, and how I somehow climbed out of one of the biggest pits of depression and pain and just problems to get to where I am today. I thank you all for being part of this. This has been, I gotta be really honest, as I always try to be. This has been a therapeutic thing for me to do, to unravel my thoughts, to unravel the memories of what I went through, the people I experienced, the ins and outs, and the things that don't exist anymore, and the things that are currently existing, and where I'm taking my life. This episode really won't tap into too much because I've already talked a couple episodes of how we got to this wrestling world and what being what I'm doing means to me and what it means for me to share my experience with others. So, we're here. Let's get into it. Merry Christmas to everybody as well. I didn't mean to glaze that over. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Merry New Year. All the above. The Christmas tree is lit. The presents are under the tree. And I'm excited to get to the holiday. So let's talk and wrap this tale up. We are in pro wrestling. You ask yourself, how did we get there? Well, that is a long journey that started at the ripe age of 12, 13 years old when I was growing up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and watching the AWA I was watching the AWA as a young child, because we had the Crusher, and we had Baron von Raschke with the Claw, and we had the Gagnes and the Vern Gagnes and the Greg Gagnes and that whole Minnesota Midwestern scene of wrestling as a child that I was exposed to. And then it turned into the WWF, for me because that was, I mean, the territory went away. And so we had the WWF, and I was part of the Hulk Hogan, Saturday morning cartoons, eat your prayers, say your vitamins. Come on, kids. I'm the new Rocky, and I'm Mr. T, and all those things that you want to look up to in a hero. And my teenage years were fulfilled with, not just filled, but fulfilled with wrestling, pro wrestling. I was just deep into the WWF era of the 80s. They call it the cartoonish era. They call it the character era. They sometimes refer to it as the occupation era, but that was a little later in the really late. I mean, we're talking the 90s, the early 90s, where everybody had an occupation. Garbage Man, Repo Man, Disco Dynamite. It doesn't matter. Everybody had a job in wrestling, and that was what they fought for. Other than the 1, 2, 3 kid. That wasn't a job. What are you? I'm the 1, 2, 3 kid. Well, what does that mean? Well, I don't do customer support. But at the end of the day, I was a huge wrestling fan. In fact, I've shared it on my Instagram. I've shared it many times. The picture of me in high school at 16 years old. 16, yeah. I dressed and made my own Halloween or just costume, my cosplay, as a chubby, awkward youth with not enough hair on his head to make it really impactful. I made my own Ultimate Warrior costume. I had his shirt. His t-shirt, his officially licensed shirt. I made a pair of shorts. I made the fringe and all of it. I did the makeup, and I have a picture of me in my parents' living room giving the double biceps with no real biceps. And I mean, I was living the dream, and I pursued this and wanted this so badly that when it came time for career day in high school, that's what I told people I wanted to do. I want to be in pro wrestling. I want to be a pro wrestler. And they laughed. And they laughed. Not everybody laughed, but they laughed. Oh, what? You're not pro. You're not muscle. You didn't do any high school sports. You didn't do any bodybuilding. You're just this kind of schlubby chub. But, at the end of the day, I played street sports. I was athletic. I knew how to play. I still to this day know how to play football, baseball, basketball, all the things. Not at a pro level by any means, but listen, I can shoot hoops. I can swing a bat. I know how to hit home runs. I know how to catch. I know how to field fly balls. I know all those things. Come on. And I love football. I play sports. I'm one of the, I don't want to call myself weird in any way. I know you're looking at me on this YouTube screen going, what? And if you've seen me, you might also go, okay. You might be a little off, but that's okay. But at the end of the day, I figured out I was the odd duck because everybody in high school wanted to be a social worker and a psychiatrist and the doctor, lawyer, nurse, fireman. Atypical job is what they wanted out of their lives. And even at 17, I knew I was different. I didn't know exactly why I was different, but I knew I was different. And, it eventually culminated to me coming out when I was 21. Actually, I came out to myself when I was 19 as a gay man. The G on the LGBTQIA spectrum. I was G, came out. There was parts of me that were unique. I was different. I knew I was different. I knew I was unique, interesting, but I just didn't know how to corral that and make that into a character or a person or a personality. It took 30 years of development as a human being, experience, work history, people, friends, journeys, life journeys, weight loss, up and down, all sorts of things. 7 relationships, short and long, with people that I cared about and they went away. I'm now currently married, have been married for almost 5 years to the same gentleman. And when I was 17, my parents, who, again, I'll remind our studio audience that my parents were very much like, do whatever you want. As long as you make you happy. If you want to be a bank robber, as long as you're good at it, it makes you happy. Be a bank robber. If but of course, I wanted to run off to the circus and be a pro wrestler. And my parents were like, no. So you went to college and failed. So here we are. I went to Santino Brothers. I started taking a course that was about 8 months long, involving all of the aspects of pro wrestling other than pro wrestling. At 44 years old, I was not fit as a fiddle, wearing abs and pecs and doing 100 push-ups on one hand and watch what I can do. Flips and dips and jumps and woo, right? I was limited, and I still kind of am. Real talk. But that's because I have a weight problem. I'm 300 plus pounds. I'm not going to be flipping and dipping and jumping and sky high flying. I'm a wall. I'm a brick wall, a brick house. So the idea and the realism of me trying to steal a spot from a young cat, like I once was when I was 17, 21, 20, 19, doesn't matter. These young recruits and these young wrestlers who are making their way through the scene from the beginning, some of them are already in the game. I realized early on in my wrestling training that I just caught on. It's a thing that Ron Simmons once said, and The Rock made it famous. Know your role and shut your mouth. Well, I knew how to shut my mouth. I mean, surprising. I've been doing 44 podcasts an hour long. You'd question that as well. Do you really know how to shut your mouth? But out of respect and out of always be learning as a principle, I shut my mouth and I respected those above me. So I knew my role immediately. I was not out in wrestling school at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. I was not there to steal some young cat's thunder. I was not there to outshine some naive 20-year-old who didn't know his way around a ring. I knew things, and I knew the thing I came in to wrestling with in the back pocket was 30 years of experience. Comedy, stand-up comedy, entertainment, acting, all these things that also play into the pro wrestling entertainment arena. You know, if it was just, there's been a saying that has been said to me where it's like, if pro wrestling was just about the wrestling and only about the wrestling and your win-loss record and all the things, it's all athletics, it would just be like college mat wrestling. It would be a referee, it would be a pin, and it would be just athletics. There would be no fanfare, there would be no music, there would be no themes, there would be no pyro, there would be no outrageous outfits and makeup, there would be no reason for these people to sit on a mic and tell stories. Well, as somebody who went to college and aced, all the way through high school, I aced English and art and creative writing and design and performance. That is where my wheelhouse is. So, yeah, no wonder 30 years of road hard experience is going to help me in this big, great, wide world of pro wrestling. Amen. Hallelujah. Yes, of course. Now, I'm not the type to toot my own horn. I've only been in the wrestling world, in the Marvel universe of pro wrestling, for a little over 3 years. And real talk, I am planning to end my work journey in pro wrestling through the good, through the bad. Because if you've listened to 43 weeks of my podcast, you will absolutely easily understand that I've been through some awful things, some terrible moments. I have dealt with the worst customers. I have dealt with the worst management. I have dealt with the worst companies. I have dealt with fraud. I have dealt with depression. I have dealt with that suicidal thought path that I can't keep doing this. I have dealt with being uprooted. I have dealt with change. I have dealt with isolation. I could go on. I could grocery list upon grocery list of what I've been through to help guide me through this great wide world of pro wrestling and the ins and outs and ups and downs and the disappointments and the successes and highs that will hopefully help me continue to succeed. Because at the end of the day, this is the wrap up of this whole podcast is here to share you that perspective and share with you the life lessons and the TED Talk I could give everybody who's listening. Whether it applies to you or not, maybe it doesn't apply to you right now. Maybe it'll apply to you later. Maybe I am going to expose something in your brain that make you realize, hey, this guy's got a point. Halston Body has got a point. And I'm glad he shared any little nugget of wisdom, pearls of wisdom, if you will, with the people that I've been, anybody who's listening. Here are some things I definitely want to share. When it comes to your happiness and when it comes to your fulfillment of what makes you a whole person and what brings you joy. Listen, it's not a selfish thing. It'll come off as selfish to just be like, hey, I just want to be happy no matter what. And you're just selfishly trying to just win and make yourself win and be happy at any cost. You have to balance that. Yes, please put your own oxygen mask on when it comes to your happiness. Do not let people take that off. There are plenty of people in this world that are trying to take you down with them. There are plenty of unhappy souls who hate it when they see you happy or they see somebody else being really happy. They want to pull you down into their misery. And that applies to every job I've ever been in. I have walked into jobs with high hopes, big smiles, dreams and aspirations to make something better out of it, to make something happy of it. We have suffered long enough in our jobs and in our histories that we as human beings shouldn't have to suffer. We are in misery right now in 2020. Hate to break it to you, there's a world pandemic and there's a lot of people in this world that are suffering. They're not just physically suffering and they're in tatters and they're on the side of the road begging for the Lord or somebody to come down and save them. Not everybody's in that position. What I'm trying to get at is that we are sometimes our own mental slaves and we tear ourselves down and we allow ourselves to be unhappy. And the reason we do that is because we fear the unknown. We fear what is possible. We fear what could happen if we change, if we get out of this rut we're in. What's on the other side of that fence? What's around that corner? You may not see it. It's not wrapped up for you in a nice, neat package with a big billboard that says, go here, young man. This is where happiness lies. Here's what I'm going to spell it out and, concrete. No, it's a dark tunnel. It's a unseen corner. It's a blind turn sometimes. But you gotta sometimes take that leap. As scary as it sounds, because I'm living proof of taking leaps that others unequivocally will not take because of fear. I could never do that. You hear the phrases, the catchphrases in your head. I hear it all the time. I could never do that. I'm afraid no way. I could never do that. What could happen? People are afraid in general of possibility. It's just truth. I'm not going to speak in generalized terms where everybody's afraid of this. No. But in general, I see a lot of people out there in this world who are scared to change. They have dug themselves a nice, happy, cozy rut, and it's miserable, but they stay there because they don't know what else to do, or they're afraid to do something else. They don't know what's possible. They don't know what's within them. They don't see the other side. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has jumped over fences and turned blind corners with a pit in my stomach and a heavy heart and or a nervous, anxiety-ridden, I'm shaking on the roller coaster, you know what I mean? Like this, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm on Earth. I am not mentally cracked, and I am not broken spirit-wise. It's tried to take me down. That concept of I can't go on has tried to take me down. But job-wise and career-wise, I'm still fighting. How does that apply to pro wrestling? I'm in it to win it, kids. Any pro wrestler that's out there listening and may think, oh, who's this Halston Body guy? He's just fat schlub and he's not part of an athlete and where's his abs and all this stuff. I'll get there. Darlings, I'll get there. We'll talk about that too. I'm 300 and I want to say 15 pounds last time I checked. That's my battle moving forward. I have tackled so many successful things in my life. I have reached peaks and mountains and tops of things that I never thought possible. And at one point in my life, I ran a 10K race at 270 pounds after training for 6 months and losing the weight and changing my diet. I have been up and down in my weight more times than a Oprah and a yo-yo. So in the same vein of picking up my pants and putting on my socks and shoes and getting out of that pit of this could never change, I could never be in shape, I'm just destined to be this burly, chubby, bearish, blah. You're wrong. And so am I. That's the important part. So am I. Moving forward into 2021, I beg and plead for you to follow me and continue my journey because I am going to start a new layer of my journeys and dreams and hopes because I have a dream that I have been saying out loud in half joking, but half dead serious, that I've said I need to lose 100 pounds. I need to lose 100 pounds. That's a job. That is not just a hobby that you do on weekends. That is not a I'll get to it when I get to it job jar. When I'm bored, maybe I should lose 100 pounds. It's a full-time job. I have been inspired by dozens and countless people around me in the pro wrestling world and outside of it as well, who have dedicated themselves to getting fit, staying fit, losing weight. Ace Romero is one of them. Mikey O'Shea is out there. If you're watching or listening, Mikey O'Shea, I've seen you lose the weight. I've seen you get in shape. I need an accountability buddy. I've seen people on TikTok fight, big dudes who are fighting to lose their weight and get in shape and be healthy. I'm not trying to be a model. I'm not trying to get a six-pack and show it off. Hey, I'm trying to be the healthiest version of Halston Body I can moving forward. It is going to be a full-time job. That is going to be part of my future career in 2021. I would love to lose 50 by the end of 2021, but I'm aiming for 100. Shoot high, aim low, right? Hey, if I make it to 75, God bless America, I'm almost there. The last 25 are going to be the easiest because the first 75 are going to be torture. So that is what we're going to do moving forward job-wise. And I'm not getting paid for it, but you never know. You never know what kind of powder sponsor or gym sponsor or, I don't know, who's going to, food health awareness sponsor, maybe a meal plan sponsor person is going to help me out. And I'm going to get some sort of, easier path to getting this because I can't do it all manually. I need help. And I'm going to ask for help. That's the other part of the other lesson in life that I need to share based on my job experiences. A lot of times we think we're alone. A lot of times we think we're the only ones that can do it. A lot of times we think we cannot ask for help. I've lived a life of siloing myself off, and I've lived a life of trying to do it myself because I know I can succeed. But if there's one thing I've learned through the worst part of my entire existence in life, that depression pit that I fell into 8 years ago, that nearly ended me, you have to ask for help. It's going to suck. You're going to have to choke down a big dry ball of pride to ask for help. But even if you're in the worst job situation in the world, even if you are absolutely you're in a bad place and you need to get out of it, don't just stay at the job you're at. Do not imprison yourself into thinking this is the only way to do it. Ask for help. Hey, everybody out there, and I'm going to ask for help right now. That's how I'm going to do it. I know this is not live. I know you might be catching up on this. If you are one of my lovely 13 listeners, or if you're new here, or maybe you catch on to this later, I'm currently working a day job. I got this job earlier this year because I needed it. Wrestling hadn't fulfilled my monthly rent paycheck, and I was out of work for a little bit. I left Loot Crate. I picked up a temporary warehouse job that I didn't talk about because it's too soon, and it didn't play into the whole how did I get into wrestling, because it wasn't a line along that trail of how did I get to here. But we'll talk about that in the book. But I'm working a day job right now, and I'm not going to talk about the job because it's current, but it sucks. It, capital S, sucks. I can do it. Don't get me wrong. It's customer support. You've heard 24 plus weeks of tales of me being in support. It's riding a bike to me. I can get on that bike and start pedaling and start making progress and making change and helping customers. The customers are not my enemy at this point. I can absolutely help anybody. I am here to do the right thing and make the customer experience magical because I'm a customer. Yeah, I'm a customer. I've been a waiter. I've been a retail clerk. I've been a retail manager. I've been a cashier. I've worked the floor. I've been a salesperson. I have been a customer, and I still to this day am a customer. So when I do customer support, I speak for and I am an advocate for the customer experience. I'm not saying we're going to give you frankincense, myrrh, and gold every time you walk into my store and kiss your feet and give you a back rub and you're the most amazing customer because the customer is always right, which is completely wrong. I'm here to tell you that when I work for any company, far and wide, and I am in customer support, I treat those customers like I want to be treated. I treat them with respect. I listen to their pain points. And at the end of the day, I want to remove those pain points. I want to remove why is this so challenging and difficult to handle the situation? It shouldn't be. Customer support should be an easy button. I have learned over 30 years that support and customer service within big companies and small do not generally have a vested interest in making the customer's problems go away internally. It's almost like doggy paddling and treading water. It's this weird customer support thing where sometimes companies are not interested in fixing the problems because as long as they keep busy and look like people are they're stepping in the door to fix a problem, whatever. It's this weird game that big companies love to play where they don't want to snuff out the problems. They sometimes let them happen in order to stay busy. And I don't get that. Sorry, it doesn't make sense. If, I'll share with you one of my customer support philosophies, and it plays into exactly what's happening right now in my life and why it's infuriating. I realistically want to quit my day job right now. I want to absolutely, tomorrow morning for Christmas Day that I am absolutely scheduled to work, want to get online and tell anybody who is working, who I, need to tell, manager, boss, HR, today's my last day, Merry Christmas. I'm done. Because I have mentally reached a point where I can no longer fix the support process. It is a hamster wheel, and it's weird and really bizarre to watch companies continue to let their support teams and their customers do the hamster wheel. They love to watch them in the hamster wheel, just spinning and spinning and spinning, instead of stopping the hamster wheel, oiling it up, fixing it, and putting an engine on it, and letting it go by itself. It's just weird. So what I want to share as a customer support philosophy, and maybe this will help you be a customer, maybe a better customer, and maybe see where the problem lies within, all of the places you've had to call and all of the struggles anybody's had on a phone or tree or being transferred from person to person, and I want to speak to a supervisor and all those things. Any place that you do business with that has customer support, the treat the business like it's a mall. You've been to a mall, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but you understand the concept of the mall. And the mall are all the divisions, right? The mall is there's that division over there and this division and that division and all these other parts of the business. And support is the information booth, the information desk, smack dab in the middle of the mall, where you walk up and you say, hey, I want to know, is there this kind of store in the mall? Yes, absolutely. Here's a pamphlet and the store is on the second level. What can I help you with? Well, yeah, I have this thing, right? You have these problems that people come to you at the information desk. Hey, is there a coat check that I can leave my bags and my coats in a locker perhaps and wander the mall? Absolutely. I can take care of that. Absolutely. Come back. Here's a key. You're great. Well, what happens a lot of time in customer support, which is an exercise in futility, if you ask me. And, again, I'm not even trying to be right. I'm just putting it out there. This is what I see, and this is from my perspective and my experience. 30 years of experience. As a customer support person, you're sitting at that desk, and you've got a line of 100,000, 10,000 people. Those people are cases. Those people are tickets. Those people are phone calls. Those people are emails. And the line goes like this. The first person walks up and goes, hey, where's the bathroom here in this mall? Oh, not a problem. I can help you with that. It's down the hall. If you head towards the Sears this way, and it's to the left, there's a hallway. Go all the way down to the Sears, take a left, hallway. You'll see the bathroom. Great. Thank you so much. All right, no problem. Have a great day. Next. Yeah, where's the bathroom? Hi, I've been in this mall for 5 minutes. Where's the bathroom? Oh, not a problem. Yeah, down the hall to the left. Follow that guy. Down the hall to the left next to the Sears. Just take that hallway, you get to the bathroom. Thanks. All right, next. Hi, where's the bathroom? Oh my God, could somebody please put a sign up in this mall that says bathroom this way, bathroom down the hall, to the left. You can find it. Go for it. And then 5,000 of the 10,000 people in that line will get out of line and go, oh, hey, there's the sign for the bathroom. Let's go do it. They're going to do it on their own. They don't need to stand in line for an hour waiting to talk to you. They got to go to the bathroom. And now you're left with 5,000 people or 500 people. And those 500 people have something else. Hey, where's the Gap? Oh, Gap's on the second floor. Upstairs, right up those stairs right there. Take the escalator. Great. Well, that's why they have store directories in the mall. So you don't have to walk up to somebody every day and go, hey, where's the Gap? You go to the sign in the map. You go, oh, it's on the third floor. Oh, great. And you do it yourself. There are too many companies out there. And I've worked for them. And I'm currently working for one right now that does not get that. They want 10,000 people standing in line and getting surlier and surlier while they wade through where's the bathroom to get to the person who's pregnant and on fire and giving birth, and I need an ambulance and a fire extinguisher. This person needs help. And they have to stand in line waiting for 500 people in front of them to go, where's the bathroom? Now, I'm not saying we need to get rid of customer support. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. I'm not saying that all problems that support teams and customer service people, it will never eliminate all of it, because there's always exceptions to the rule, and there's always weird instances, and there's always different stuff that happens. But at the end of the day, I am no longer fulfilled. I am no longer feeling the love of helping customers, because I've worked for way too many companies who do not see that vision. They do not understand that the customer experience is king, and they let these customers wade in the doggy pool filled with piss, and nobody's willing to clean that pool, and nobody's willing to get that dog or that human out of the doggy pool and help them. They just want them to tread water in this weird world of support. And I finally have reached this capacity. Where do I take those skills then, you say? Well, you got to pay the rent. You got to pay the bills. Absolutely. I'm practical, darlings. I am not an idiot. I'm not going to just roam the earth and hope I can get money and pay my rent and my bills. That's not how it works. I'm not a freeloader. I'm not a grifter. I'm not here to just, I'm not going to do anything and just be a potato. That's not, I'm a hard worker. If there's anything you've taken away from the last 30 years, I'm a hard worker, and I'm dedicated and focused. You got to keep screaming until they hear you out. That's really what it comes down to. I will likely not be working for this place very much longer. It's mentally taxing on me, because at the end of the day, I just want to help, and I want to fix the problems. That is my support philosophy. Well, how do I translate that elsewhere? Hey, pro wrestling, I'm a support guy. How can I help? What do you need? How can I help this experience better for you? How can I make things better for you? There are enough problems in the pro wrestling arena. There are enough issues and drama and backstabbing and hateful things happening in pro wrestling from the inside and from the outside. So I am absolutely dedicated to making sure I take all of these life skills and all these work skills and parlay them into pro wrestling professional management. Parlay them into helping locker rooms feel better about what they're doing. Maybe I can be a mentor. Maybe I can lift somebody out of the darkness like I was lifted, because I know, and I've experienced it in just a mere 3 years. I have seen some ups and I have seen some downs. And that's on other people, is like mostly. Other people have been way up high and then they've fallen way down. I'm a cheerleader for life, and I'm a cheerleader for happiness. I am somebody who wants to support others and know how to get there by all means necessary. I am dedicated, driven, and focused to improving the overall well-being of this baby that is in my arms, known as my pro wrestling career and the pro wrestling arena. I'm not a savior, I'm not a hero, and I don't want to be those things. What I want to be is a positive influence and a helping hand and a support system for anyone and everyone in the pro wrestling arena who needs it. Okay? I don't want to be taken advantage of. I'm not planning to be. I'm way too instinctually whip smart to be taken advantage of by people. I'm way too suspicious and skeptical of things that are obvious. I mean, again, I've been through the experiences to bring me to that point. I call myself, and I am labeled as a prism of excellence, not because I am just pure excellence. I'm a prism. I will take situations and find the good, and I will find the bad all the way. And I am going to do my darndest to get you right in the middle, darlings. I'm going to get you as close to that humming little middle bar that makes it sound so sweet, versus letting you fall to the wayside and go to the dark side, or just think naively that it's all great and everything's pudding and everything's wonderful and da da da. No, I am a perspective human being. I will give you perspective to help people in the pro wrestling world make better decisions and choices when I can, when I'm allowed, when it's being offered, when somebody asks for it or needs it. And that is my dream. The dream isn't to become famous. The dream isn't to become rich. The dream isn't get out of my way, you untalented hacks. I'm better than you. The dream is to end my career, maybe my life in the pro wrestling world. Whatever I can do to make it better, to make it happier perhaps, to put a little shine and polish on what may seem like a turd. I want it to be better for all because I've lived a life of misery trying to make places that don't give a crap better. And I know pro wrestling in general always could be better and could be happier and could be more enriching for people to, there's an enrichment level that people in that realm could use. And I've experienced it already in 3 years. I've shot little bits of, glitter in the air for things to be better. And I've creatively tried to improve whatever is getting stuck or is not entertaining enough or whatever. That is where I'm at. So, if anybody out there is looking for a mentor, a manager for real, other than Heather Monroe, I'm spoken for with Heather Monroe. But moving forward, 2021, the world is ours. I didn't say mine, it's ours. I absolutely want to full-time take 30 plus years of ups and downs, skill sets, talent, and know-how, and experience, and make pro wrestling my full-time experience. Again, not chasing a fame bug, not trying to step on people's dresses and pull their wigs off and try to, I'm going to be better and bigger than you, and I'm going to beat my chest, and look out, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and you're all awful, and I'm going to show you. Nope. There's a reason why I'm a pro wrestling manager, my darlings. It's because I am here to manage. I'm here to help manage others. I'm here to help manage myself. I'm here to help, make things more efficient, make things more delightful, maybe get in where I fit in, and just be there to give back what pro wrestling for 30 plus years has given to me. And that is happiness. That is joy. That is excitement. That is drama. That is just pure entertainment, but also a big, big heaping dose of inspiration. So I have a big task ahead of me moving forward into 2021. Got to start chasing that 100 pounds. It's already starting. I've made some changes. I've made some adjustments in my life, and I'm still tweaking those knobs to get to that point. I will be leaning on people I believe in who are athletes. I'm surrounded by them. I will be leaning on people who have lost the weight. They've done it. I need to get sage wisdom from those people. I need inspiration from those around me to keep going and keep fighting, because I'm going to do it. I've gotten so many places by being driven and, on the path. I want to do this. I just need support. I've given myself enough permission. I've given myself enough stick-to-itedness. There, I got it. Right? And I've done things that a poor fat kid from Milwaukee could have never dreamed he could ever be capable of doing. I am going to move myself forward in the pro wrestling arena to make myself available for anyone and everyone, to bring my skill set and my organization level and my just know how and how can I help? How can I be of assistance? How can I make this work? And how can I be there to make pro wrestling a success and a place for fans to want to be? Because I'll tell you what, the 14-year-old in me sure loves what I'm seeing the 47-year-old Halston Body doing. This is the goal, and I don't want to. I'm a practical human being. I know I got to keep my day job, and I got to keep on that, but I've got to quit for my own mental health and my own well-being, because the one thing that is absolutely bringing me pure joy on a day-to-day basis, even when I'm not doing it, is pro wrestling. It's just not being Halston Body. It's the whole package. It's everything that surrounds it. It's everything that I ever dreamed of. And it's more. So it's going to be a interesting 2021. I beg of you to follow me. I'm not wanting fans in a way of like, I need 1 million followers and I don't even know your name. I want you to just tune in. My Christmas wish, my holiday wish, my dear, is just for you to be happy and perhaps helping me continue this joyous, happy road of pro wrestling that I've been gifted and I have been, so just grateful to be a part of in whatever little speck of glitter dust in the sky that you see twinkle. There's the Halston. I just saw a comet. There he goes. In this big sea of stars. Thank you. Thank you all for letting me divulge, spill, cry, give inside mental information about how my brain works and who the hell I am. I've shared with you 30 years of a biography that I never knew I was going to write this way. I always dreamed I would be sitting in front of a laptop, clickety-clacking at a Starbucks day in, day out, writing this all out. But this has been a privilege to be able to share this verbally with you so that I can now, I've got a rough draft. I've got a good, solid rough draft filled with stories and memories that I will absolutely share in print, because maybe someone's going to pick up that book one day and go, holy smokes, this is the tome I've been looking for to inspire me, to give me perspective while I'm hating my job, my boss, my coworker, my day-to-day, my rut that I'm in. What's on the other side? Possibility. That's what's on the other side. Opportunity. That's what's on the other side. Freedom? Maybe. I don't know. Not being in a mental prison. That's the big thing. So I am very grateful that you have shared all of this time and all of this blather that I've given you. This has been a treat. I look forward to a very interesting 2021. I do not know how long I'm going to last at this shoot job that I'm currently at, but I have got to change, and change starts within. And I've been clawing my way out of this pit again in these weird times that we are in pandemic land 2020, and whatever political argument side you are on, maybe next year is going to be a nice breath of fresh air and a pause from all that anger and all that vitriol, and just, we need to release. I was told recently that 2021, there's some sort of astrological and or planetary alignment kind of thing that's happening in the universe that apparently only happens in a rare while, and apparently it's pointed and or focused in the direction of Aquarius. Well, guess who is a wackadoodle Aquarius, darling? I'm Aquarius with a capital A and a capital S at the end of it. Ah! Ho, 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 ho! Ho, 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 indeed. Happy holidays from Halston Body. I don't want to leave this on a sour note, but I absolutely have to dedicate this episode. And, I mean, realistically, I could dedicate the entire new job Who Dis podcast to a dear friend that I have recently lost. He passed away on Monday at like 3 a.m. His name was Urso, Urso. The reason why I dedicate it to him is not only because I lost a friend of 18 years, he had a battle with health, and he went to the other side in the night in a very swift and hopefully pain-free passing. And the reason why I dedicate it to him is because for as long as I knew him, he kept chasing jobs. He was painfully underemployed, and he also had a dream. And that dream was to forever be part of the World's Fair and the World's Expos that exist in the world. World's Fair is there was supposed to be a World's Fair or World's Expo in 2021. He lost his life at the age of 53 and didn't make it to 54. It spins around the sun. If you are listening, please visit expomuseum.com. That is his life's work. He has been dedicated to the World's Fair, and, it's been a fascinating life being friends with her. So I've seen him through thick and thin, and he has absolutely seen me through thick and thin. And I am very sad that we lost him on Monday. So hard to deal with in the holidays, and I'm choking back tears right now. I want to get through this podcast without messing up my makeup. But yeah, it's been rough. But I'm happy that he's in a better place, and he's no longer suffering, chasing a dream and a job. He got close. And if you can, do me a favor, go to expomuseum.com. Please just take a gander at it. Give it some love. He's been a wonderful human being, and I'm sad that he did not get to hear the end of this podcast, because hopefully I gave him during the time he was underemployed. I very much was invested in giving him perspective and hope to keep fighting the good fight, and you will get to your dreams. And he's been through a whole lot of close and adjacent dreams that tie into that whole, this is the peak of what I want to do in the rest of my life. He almost got to where I'm at with that pro wrestling thing. He was there. He was involved. Yes, but he just didn't get it. And I'm sad, but I love you, Urso. I know you're listening. Thank you all once again for going on this long journey with me. It's been a catharsis and a happy and joyous thing to talk about and share these experiences. Please do not hesitate. This is not the end of the road for us as listeners, my 13 lovely listeners, and anybody who's new and wandering into new job Who Dis land with Halston Body. Please tap in, ask questions about previous podcasts, ask questions about job advice. I have tons and tons of sage advice about work and workplace experiences and people management and what could be and what should be and all that. So I am here for you. The door is always open. What I ask for in exchange is, please follow me. Please watch my wrestling trajectory in this crazy wide world of pro wrestling, because what's about to happen you're hearing this on Christmas, perhaps. I'm hoping you are. But if you're not, this coming Saturday the 26th of December, in the year of our Lord 2020, Halston Body is about to get what 17-year-old Bob didn't get, what 14-year-old wrestling fan Bob didn't achieve. But 30 years later almost to the day, because I was 17 when I wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I am 47 years old now. 30 years later, I am about to embark in my first ever pro wrestling match as Halston Body, assistant and manager to Heather Monroe on the United Wrestling Network, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, episode 500 on the dot. Heather and I are in an intergender tag team match that is for the stake of the brand new hopefully forthcoming women's championship, sanctioned women's championship belt that yours truly has fought for and is creating. And if we lose this match against Ruby Reyes and Cece Chanel under the bidding and the punishment of a Nico Marquez and a Jamie Iovine, if we lose this match, there will be no women's championship. And as far as Heather and I are concerned, we might as well pack our bags as well, because we'll probably be punished and fired by the people in charge who are against us. 17-year-old Bob is... I'm so excited and happy for 47-year-old Halston Body, because it only took 30 years for me to reach a glint of a dream of being in pro wrestling. And the bonus to all of it is that I am in a main event on an anniversary like this, 500 episodes. And I'm involved in a main event and actually wrestling in the ring. The way I will leave this podcast, and hopefully you'll watch it. If you watch, tune into CW30 Wrestling on YouTube this Saturday. Find us on the Fight TV app. Also, just look up UnitedWrestlingNetwork.com. Check your local listings, darlings. Find it on Twitter. Find everywhere. It'll be what is going to happen will be available, and I want you to be part of it. But what I will leave you with this in the most take care of yourselves and each other Jerry Springer moment at the end of this entire podcast. 2 things. 1, find your happy and fight for it. It is worth it. It is worth every piece of pain, every moment of anguish and anxiety. Your happy is worth it. And it is absolutely important. You need to put your gas mask on first. Your oxygen has to go on first before you can make anybody else happy. As long as you put that oxygen mask on and you are breathing and you got the flow of oxygen happening, you can absolutely make others happy. But you can't do that until you put your own mask on first. It's a tough battle for people who get to do. They want to please others and they want to make others happy, but you got to put on your own oxygen mask. And the most important thing that I feel is that don't give up on your dreams, darlings. Never give up on your dreams, because you never know when you will need them. And here I am 30 years later, and I didn't get rid of that dream, and I didn't throw it away and walk away from it. It was buried. It was deep in that bag of holding. I didn't know it was going to happen. But I sure as hell didn't give it up and didn't throw it away. It was hanging there, waiting for it to happen. And here we are, 30 years later. My dream is about to come true. But the dream is far from over. So the rest of this wonderful wrestling journey and career I have embarked on is just getting started. Because I am the happiest clam in a big bowl of clams in the wrestling world. Because I am doing what I love, and I love to entertain. And I hope to continue to entertain anyone who's listening in the pro wrestling world and otherwise in life. I'm here for you people, and I'm here for you lover cheeses and lover squeezes. Thank you once again. I will absolutely... I can tell you to subscribe, like, comment, and share. But it's over, darlings. It's over. Christmas is over. No. It's not over. The road is open and wide. And I am on that journey now. Stick around. It's going to get crazier because I'm not even halfway done with my life. Hey, I'm going to tell you this once again, and I want you to sing it along with me because you know the words. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell Santa Claus, tell everyone. You've been watching and you've been experiencing, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching and being a part of New Job. Who dis?